Got scammed 15 times. Trapped on an island for 5 days. Escorted out of a mosque. 2 weeks in Malaysia taught me some expensive lessons. Here's every mistake I made so you don't make them. Let's go. Real quick, are you planning a Malaysia trip right now, or just researching? Comment planning or researching so I know where you're at. Alright, mistake number 1. I wasted over $200 on taxis because I didn't use Grab. Grab is like Uber. It's everywhere in Malaysia. The price is fixed before you get in. But I kept taking taxis because the drivers seemed nice and I felt bad saying no. Real examples, airport taxi quoted $45. Grab would have been $8. City ride, taxi said $7, then charged $11 at arrival. Grab would have been $3. This happened 15 times because I'm apparently very easy to scam. Malaysian taxi drivers at airports will tell you Grab doesn't work there, or it's not allowed, or there's a long wait. All lies. Grab works perfectly everywhere. The fix: download Grab before you land. Set it up with payment while you're on the plane. When you arrive, open the app, request a ride, and walk to the pickup. Ignore every taxi driver. You'll save at least $150 to $200 on transportation. I booked the Perhentian Islands in November because accommodation was cheap. It was cheap because it's monsoon season and half the island is closed. The ocean wasn't crystal blue. It was brown. Like chocolate milk. The sky was black. Rain pounded the roof so hard I thought my bungalow would collapse. Most resorts were boarded up. Ghost town. The ferry that brought me almost capsized. Waves are hitting the windows. The driver looked terrified. I spent 5 days trapped inside doing nothing. No snorkeling, no swimming, no beach time. Just rain and regret. The only open restaurant charged $15 for fried rice because they knew I had no options. When I tried to leave early, the ferry was cancelled. Too dangerous. Stuck for 2 more days. Here's what you need to know: East Coast islands like Perhentian, Redang, Tioman, visit from March to October only. November to February is the monsoon season. Many places are completely closed. West Coast, like Langkawi, November to March is better. This mistake cost me $250 and 5 days of my vacation. Just Google Malaysia monsoon season plus your destination before booking. Takes 2 minutes. I didn't buy a SIM card for the first 3 days, and it was stupid. No Google Maps. Couldn't use Grab. I couldn't check if the places were open. Got lost multiple times. A local SIM costs $8 at the airport and lasts 2 weeks with unlimited data. I was trying to save $8, and it cost me way more in time and frustration. Get the SIM card immediately when you land. Before you leave the airport. It makes everything easier. Celcom, Maxis, or Digi, all 3 work fine. I spent $400 on food when I should have spent $150. First week, I ate at restaurants with English menus and AC near tourist spots. A plate of nasi lemak cost $18. Then a local took me to a hawker center at 7 a.m. Plastic chairs, no AC, looked sketchy. Same dish from an elderly woman who'd been making it for 30 years. $1.50. And it was better. Way better. I'd been paying 12 times more for worse food because I was scared. Once I switched to hawker centers, my costs dropped. Char kway teow $2. Roti canai $1. Nasi kandar with 3 curries is $3.50. Here's how to do it: look for crowded stalls. If locals are lining up, the food is good. Go early for breakfast, 7 to 10 a.m. Don't fear plastic chairs, that's where the best food is. This cut my food budget by more than half. Malaysia looks small on a map. It's not. It's split into 2 separate regions, Peninsular Malaysia and Malaysian Borneo. They're separated by 600 kilometers of ocean. No ferries, no bridges. You have to fly. The flight takes 2 to 3 hours and costs $120 each way. I didn't know this. I asked my hostel about bus times to see orangutans in Borneo. She looked at me like I was insane, then showed me the massive ocean between Borneo on a map. I had to cancel Borneo completely. Lost $100 in deposits. Then I tried to save money by taking buses everywhere else. 6-hour bus to Penang instead of a 1-hour flight. Saved $23, lost a full day. 8-hour overnight bus to the coast. Saved $38, arrived at 4 a.m. exhausted. My hourly rate for sitting on buses? $2.40 an hour to be uncomfortable. The lesson: plan regionally. Pick Peninsular Malaysia or Borneo for a 2-week trip. And take flights for long distances. Your vacation time is worth more than saving $20. I showed up at the National Mosque in KL wearing shorts and a tank top. Security stopped me and handed me a robe. I put it on, walked inside, still wearing my shoes. An elderly man pointed at my feet with absolute horror. I took off my shoes, apologized, and tried to recover some dignity. Then I saw people praying. Beautiful light through the blue dome. I pulled out my phone and started taking photos of people praying. Security walked over fast. "Sir, no photos. This is prayer time." Very disrespectful. He escorted me outside and explained patiently that what I'd done was seriously inappropriate. In Malaysia, we take religion very seriously. You must be respectful. I felt terrible. 5 minutes of Google would have prevented this. What I should have known: at mosques, cover your shoulders, arms, and knees. Remove shoes at the entrance. Don't photograph people praying. Use your right hand only. At Hindu temples, remove shoes, dress modestly, and don't photograph deities without asking. At Buddhist temples, remove shoes in buildings, don't point feet at Buddha statues, and women don't touch monks. Malaysia is a Muslim majority but incredibly diverse. Mosques, temples, churches everywhere. Just do quick research before visiting religious sites. Be respectful. Ask before photos. Follow what locals do. Malaysians are forgiving of honest mistakes, but don't be careless like I was. Cash is still king in Malaysia. Hawker centers don't take cards. Street stalls don't take cards. Many small shops don't take cards. I got caught multiple times without cash and had to run to ATMs. Always carry at least $50 to $70 worth of ringgit in cash. Keep small bills because street vendors can't always make change for large notes. ATMs are everywhere, and they're safe. Just withdraw larger amounts at once to minimize fees. Credit cards work fine at hotels, malls, and tourist restaurants. But the best experiences are usually cash only. I packed only shorts and t-shirts because it's tropical. But you need long pants or skirts for temples and mosques. Long sleeves for sun protection and mosquitoes. Something warm if you're visiting Cameron Highlands. The AC in malls and transport is also freezing, so layers help. And if you're visiting religious sites, you need to cover your shoulders and knees. Some places provide robes, but don't count on it. Pack smarter than I did. English works in tourist areas, but 5 basic Malay phrases changed everything for me. Terima kasih means thank you. Berapa harga means how much. Sedap means delicious. When I started using these, I got better prices at markets, warmer interactions everywhere, and locals went out of their way to help me. You don't need to be fluent. Just learn 5 phrases. It makes a huge difference. I got food poisoning on day 9. Missed a paid tour, had to see a doctor, and spent 2 days in bed. I thought it was street food. It wasn't. I'd been brushing my teeth with tap water. The doctor said that's what got me. Use bottled water for everything, including brushing teeth. Tap water is fine for locals, but foreigners' stomachs aren't used to it. This mistake cost me $110 and 2 days of my trip. Let me add this all up. Taxes instead of Grab, $217. Monsoon season disaster, $250. Tourist restaurants, $250 extra. Not understanding geography and taking buses, $403. Food poisoning from tap water, $110. Other mistakes, about $200. Total, approximately $1,430. That's more than my flight to Malaysia. That's enough for an entire second trip. That's enough for luxury hotels the whole time. Plus, I wasted 5 full days of my 14-day vacation. More than a third of my trip was completely wasted. But you don't have to waste $1,400 and 5 days because you just learned from my expensive mistakes in 7 minutes. Use Grab. Check monsoons. Get a SIM. Eat at hawker centers. Plan regionally. Respect customs. Carry cash. Pack right. Learn basic Malay. Use bottled water. That's $1,400 staying in your pocket. If this just saved you over $1,000, hit that like button so more people can find it. Subscribe for honest travel guides with real prices and real advice. No BS, no sponsored fluff. I've got a complete Malaysia guide and budget breakdown linked on screen. Comment on the mistake you were about to make. I read every comment and reply to as many as I can. Free Malaysia planning checklist in the description. Everything you need to not end up like me. Malaysia is incredible. Despite everything that went wrong, I'd go back tomorrow. Amazing food, friendly people, beautiful mix of modern cities and ancient culture. Just be smarter than I was. Do the research. Use the right apps. Respect the culture. Safe travels. See you in the next one.